does interest-free really mean halal? As you spoke about it, Sheikh, often people say, well, if it's 0%, that means it must be halal because there's no interest. And when I put this slide together, I've put up a few of the different ways in which you see 0%. So for example, in the top left, we've got car financing. It could be anything, but that's 0%. There's an asset. Then if you're going right at the top, it says that the full slide was balance transfer on a credit card. You see lots of these credit card offers that if you transfer money from a credit card, and the ruling on the credit card we can discuss later, but it's interest-free, 0%. Or even the general ruling on a credit card that if you pay it off within time, there's no interest occurred. So this is another way which we see 0%. And then I've also put on Klarna. Now, this is something which has become really popular, I guess, in the last year or so. Check every time you go and buy something online. I'm sure many of the people here, mashallah, when they buy things online, especially now since lockdown, it seems to be everything's online. You'll finally find at the bottom, just before you're about to pay, would you like to pay in installments? And then you click Klarna, and then it takes you through to this other option where it's 0%, they say, for 4 months or for 9 months. And then after that, there's some interest applied and there's some rules with that. So I've put that there as well. And then also PayPal, which is a huge payment system. Everyone uses it. They rose to fame with eBay originally. And so they've got this thing here, 0% interest for 4 months on purchases over £99. And if you don't pay it off within the 4 months, then they will apply, I believe it's 19.9% or a different percentage. So Sheikh, with this, are these halal because it's 0%?
Okay, excellent. Okay, obviously, we just put all of these for the brothers and sisters just to know a little bit about what we need to know. And maybe to go through each one in details that goes beyond the remit of this this webinar. However, brothers and sisters, first of all, please, and you can please write this summary down. First of all, the word interest is different from the word riba. Yeah, not interest is not equal to riba. There is some interest that is halal, clear interest, but it is halal. Okay, you might be surprised. For example, the selling something on installments, they call it selling it for interest, but in many cases that interest is halal. Of course, that needs some explanation, but just this is the first rule. The second rule, when all these companies, they say 0% APR, yeah, or they say 0% finance, they don't mean 0% finance forever. They mean for a period of time. And one time, I remember, I was discussing it with some brothers. They want to buy, they want to buy bikes, you know, because of the lockdown. Many people, they want to buy bikes. So there was a company that was offering this 0% finance. And I said to them, now this finance company, they are providing this 0% finance. Fi sabilillah, for the sake of Allah, it is impossible. They said, no, actually for 12 months. I said, see, and after the 12 months, they said, yes, there will be interest. Okay, so don't be deceived once they say 0%. This is another important point. The third important point, brothers and sisters, when they say 0% for 12 months or for the first 4 months or whatever period, you might say that I know myself, I will be able to pay within the 12 months and I will not go beyond that. So I am in the safe zone. still it is haram. Why? Because actually the contract you are signing is a haram contract because it is a riba-based contract. This is one thing. The other thing, brothers and sisters, there was a study about those who have debts. And I think 80% of them, they said that we were planning to pay on time, but we failed to pay on time. That's why we incurred riba, or we incurred interest. Yeah. So this is another important point. The fourth point, was it the fourth point or the fifth point? Fourth, yeah. Fourth or fifth maybe. Okay. The next point, yeah. Fourth point. See, when we say that it is 0%, we need to understand who is providing this finance. There is a difference between the case where the finance is provided by the owner of the property and the finance is provided by a third party. If the finance is provided by the third party, then in most cases, you can say maybe in 80% of the cases or 90% of the cases, it is haram. It is riba. Again, when the finance is provided by a third party, then in most cases, this transaction is haram, is riba, and it is similar to mortgage. Now, this needs some explanation. We cannot explain it now. Now, this, inshallah, will be enough for now because of just time. And I think those principles, when you apply them, you will be able at least to navigate between halal and haram in such transactions. Yeah.
Definitely, Sheikh. Just to add also, for myself, one of the big alarms when I think that is there riba involved is if it's a pure money for money transaction, as Sheikh was saying. So when the third party, their interest is purely from a money perspective. And so whenever you see any type of transaction in which you're giving money and you're receiving money back that's either greater or less or delayed, then this is like an alarm bell for me, and it needs further investigation. So all the points that the Sheikh said is absolutely true. So when you look at credit cards, that's a money for money transaction, very clearly. So sets off alarm bells. PayPal, money for money, sets off alarm bells. Klarna, money for money, sets off alarm bells. Toyota, okay, let's take a step now. They're selling a car as well. Who's providing the finance? So, this is how we should look at it, and then it makes it easier. And then we'll go through the rules in detail later. Sheikh, Jazakumullah khair. I think you summarized it very well.